Hi guys, welcome back to this new video. Today I will show you how you can add a backend storage to your RHOSO cluster. Here I have my Red Hat OpenStack services on OpenShift. Okay, here I'm on the data plane side, as you can see. We have also the OpenShift cluster that you can see here at the moment, and we have also the Ceph Storage backend storage. You can see here, and it's up and running with different OSDs and pools created. If I say Ceph OSD ls pool, okay, I have already created those pools here. But anyway, all how we can deploy this Ceph storage has been explained in the book. Okay, we can get the book here in this website. You can go there and download the ebook, PDF files, and deploy and follow the different procedures step by step. Okay, so here in this video I will show you how we can update your control plane in order to add the backend storage by deploy the Cinder, Glance, and so on. All those components that permit to have a backend storage to your control plane. So I have to, before go ahead, let me just go back to my before go ahead, let me show you the architecture, the global architecture. Let me show you the global architecture. Yeah, I think that you are already used to this architecture, this tiny, very tiny architecture, but we have all the basics that you should know to deploy a new OpenShift cluster and a RHOSO cluster. Okay, here we have the master nodes, and here we have the worker nodes. And inside of the worker node, we have a control plane that has been deployed at the moment, and it has been deployed with no backend storage. Okay, so what we have done is to create the Ceph storage cluster, and the deployment of the Ceph cluster has been already explained in the chapter 5 of the book. After done that, we will have now to create the different pods for the backend the different pod of the you have to create the backend storage component for our OpenStack cluster, and the backend storage cluster are Cinder, Glance component of which permits to your OpenStack cluster to upload or to have a place to upload of the images, and also to have a place to create of the volumes and backup of data inside your Ceph storage cluster. This is what we intend to do at the moment, because when we create, let me show you we go back to the provisioner. Initially, to deploy the control plane, here is the file that we use. If you remember, if you follow the ebook, we have to deploy first the control plane. But when we deploy this control plane, we didn't have any backend storage at the moment. Okay, it is not yet configured at this moment, as you can see. At these steps of your deployment, you don't have any backend storage inside your cluster at the moment. So this means that you won't be able to create virtual machine. You won't be able to create a new or upload new images in your environment. It's not possible. So this is what you intend to solve in this video. If I say also get pod. Okay, you can see that all those folders are we don't have a Cinder or Glancer pod in this list of different pods. They are not there, just because that in our control plane specification we didn't specify those components in our YAML file. Okay, it has been specified, but we set 0 regarding the replica value. You set replica value to 0. Okay, so let's go back to this another folder that I created, and you will have to use a new deployment file. Let me show you regarding the book. Okay, so normally we are just to use this new control plane file, and in this file, as you can see, we have the information about the Cinder, okay, and the number of replica, and the configuration information for the Ceph backend storage. As you can see here, all those information has been set, and yeah, we have to use it. Same thing so for the glance, also for the backend to have a place store where we have to upload the different images of your RHOSO or OpenStack cluster. It will be on the Ceph storage, so you have to specify information for the Ceph storage for your glance component. Okay, so me, I have already done that. So let me create a file in my environment. Okay, and I have already done that in my side. I just want to be sure that everything is there, because I don't. When you miss something, so we have to perform some troubleshooting, and it will be time consuming. So I have to be sure that everything is okay from my side before. Okay, great. So all information is there. So I'm ready for kicking. Okay. So let's move on. I will just move this file on my second screen now to make easy my life. Okay. Okay, once the file has been defined properly, we can apply it. Just waiting. Okay, I think that there is nothing. Okay, from this moment we can wait. Just wait over deployment to be proceed. Okay, and yeah. If you want to also follow the okay, it is done. It was very faster, and yeah, let me see if for instance Cinder. Okay, so now we have to, I can see and we have to move to the next step. You have to move to the next step. Let me perform another double check. Okay, we're going to see everything is up. Okay, we are good. Okay, so next step that we have to. The next step will be to be sure that of another file, because the hypervisors should be able to connect to the backend storage. For instance, when you create a new VM, the VMs can have its backend storage on the Cinder or locally on the hypervisor. Okay, it's possible. It can have ephemeral backend storage for the VMs. So to having this kind of storage, you should connect your hypervisors to the Ceph Storage. Okay, so to do that, we have to, let me just create a new. You have to create a new file. You have to create a new file where we specify information that permits to different hypervisor to be able to connect to the Ceph Storage. Okay. Okay, this is created, and let's create another file. Same thing, so to let the different different compute cells to be able, because when the different hypervisor will be up and running, sometimes you have to be able to perform the live migration of the different VMs in your cluster. Okay, so this new custom resource will permit to the control plane to enable all these actions. Okay, because I already created this key, the Nova migration SSH key has been already created before, and all those steps has been already specified in the documentation. Okay, so don't worry, everything is very clear in the documentation, and I don't think that we will get lost. And also, the documentation has been updated because 2 months ago, Red Hat teams have updated the procedure to deploy the Ceph Storage to deploy the OpenStack cluster. So I have also updated the documentation to follow the new guideline. Okay, so let's apply over. Okay, done. Now let's move to the very interesting part, is to update the data plane to be able to connect to your backend storage. We have to update it because previously our first data plane or our first node set, you use this file to deploy to provisioning the different nodes in our infrastructure. Here is I have 2 nodes at the moment. Okay, let's see, get metals. Okay, at the moment I have 2 nodes in my for the data plane at the moment, and those 2 nodes is the hypervisor in my cluster. Okay. And here is the file that I've used to configure the bonding interfaces in my environment, and also update also the saturation configuration, because when you will provisioning each node, you will have to be able to configure operating system, to download packages, and configure each node in your environment. Okay, so all those information should be specified in this file to permit to the installer to be able to configure properly each node. So all those things have been done previously. And don't worry, again, everything has been explained in the documentation very clearly. Let me go to one node. You can see that network interfaces has been configured properly. Okay. So anyway, you don't have to get lost in this part. I will go backwards to the next step. So which interest us. It is of we have to update the data plane node set with our new file. Let me just get ready with a new file, and I will show you the content of the new file. Okay, in this new file, because node have been already created and network have been already configured, so I don't need to update again the network. This is why I specify here network configuration update false, because network interfaces of the hypervisor have been already configured, so no need to reconfigure it again. Okay. Next step is this one. Pre-provisioned is true because the node have already operating system installed inside it, so there is no need to reinstall a new operating system inside of inside each node. This is why we have to specify here pre-provisioned. You have to set it to 2. Okay, so by this way, Ceph provision the installer will not anymore reinstall new operating system in your node. Of course, we have to specify the new services that should be taken in account during the use this new deployment. Yeah. Okay. After done that, we are ready. We can apply to update our node set. Okay, configuration. We will, by applying this configuration, we will just update the current node set configuration. Just update the current configuration. Okay. After done that, after the update of the current node set configuration, the next step will be to deploy the data plane. Okay, a new data plane deployment will be set. So to do that, we have to create a new. We will create a new. We will apply a new file, a new configuration for the data plane deployment. So let's create a new data plane deployment to trigger, or yes, to launch or to apply this configuration, this new configuration. Okay, and this new data plane deployment will be, I will call it deploy Ceph integration, simply. Okay. Great, it's created, and once it's done, we can monitor the deployment. Let's monitor the deployment. Okay, this new deployment is ongoing, as you can see. It will take 10 or 20 minutes depending of your environment performance. So you can go and take a new coffee if you would like. Okay, what can I show you else? I don't think that. Yeah, we just have to wait. Okay. And also, if you have any requirement for your company, you would like to have any support or any professional services, okay, you can just send us an email or go to our website, okay, and you can get some information about us. You can send to us some email, okay, or some messages, and we'll be very proud to reply to you. Okay, you can just send an email uh, to our email account, okay, and we can assist you if you would like. Let's go back to our okay. Levit installation is ongoing. So for the moment there is no issue. This is great. Yeah, okay. Nova custom Ceph is deployment is ongoing also. Very great, great. Let me go back here on the observe part. The dashboard. You can see the API performance. We can also check performance of your. Let me show you. Yeah, OpenStack. Okay, VMs. If you have some, if you have deploy any VMs, also you'll be able to monitor those VMs in your environment. Very interesting. Okay, very interesting. OpenStack of VMs. OpenStack. Which things else? OpenStack nodes. Okay, you can no, it is a node exporter, not this one. Yeah, okay. Regarding the cluster, your OpenStack cluster, for instance, we can monitor the OpenStack cluster if you like. So from the OpenShift part, you can monitor your whole cluster, both cluster, okay, OpenShift and OpenStack. It is possible, and it is a very interesting evolution that has been done with this new version of OpenStack. Very interesting. And which things else I can show you, but let me go back here rapidly. Okay, telemetry is ongoing. When the telemetry will be finished, we can move on. Okay, still ongoing. Okay, complete. Great. So now we can move to the next step. Okay, we will have just to test that. I will just test. Okay, so now node set is ready. Great, congratulations. And just to be sure that the configuration is okay, let me be sure that great. Okay, the safeconf file has been uploaded to the node. This means that we are the deployment is great. So this means that everything is okay at the moment. So let's move to the next step. The next step will be to deploy new VM, for instance. Okay, let's create a new VM in our environment to see if everything is okay or everything if there is anything bad at the moment. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so there is no image at the moment, and let me create a new some flavors. Okay, because you want to be sure that everything is okay. So before creating the new VMs, any VMs should have a flavor inside it. Okay. You should have a flavor on which it will be based itself to be created. Okay, and let's go back here. I will download new. Okay. Okay, I have downloaded Cyrus image. Great. Now let's move to the next step. I will move this image to the pod. Okay, so let's go back to the pod. Great. And I will okay, create our new image. So if this means that this creation validates the configuration of our glance, okay, component. This means that the glance is perfectly connected to the Ceph storage, backend storage. Okay, this Okay, so we have this image at the moment. Next step, we create a new network, new provider, okay? A new provider in our environment. So you create you call it a provider 100, okay? Remember, this one is the VLAN number of our. Let me show you something because this one is very important. This one, what we are doing right now is not this one. We are going too far. Yeah, remember okay, this bare metal virtual switcher on this one we have this VLAN 100. Okay, it is our bare metal network where we can have access to our cluster externally. Okay, so we are creating a provider network for our RHOSO cluster to our OpenStack cluster to be a provider network to connect to this external network. Okay. And after done that, let me go back to the procedure. I would like to show you much more things, but I don't have much more times. But I hope that the book will help you. Okay, and we are okay. Okay, so now the provider has been created. We are good at this moment. Let me do another thing. Because once the provider has been created, we can now create a new subnet linked to this provider. Okay. Okay, so a new subnet will be created. Okay, and the network linked to this subnet will be provider 100 at the moment. And here is the location range linked to this subnet created. Okay. Now what we can list also the security group. Okay. Okay, we have the default security group at the moment. Yeah. So we just allow or permit the ping or the ICMP, okay, in mode ingress. Ingress means that we allow ping or ICMP packet, okay, from the external to our cluster. Okay, this is what we are doing, and we will also allow another flow. We allow the SSH from external to internal. Okay, this is the ingress. So from the external to our cluster, we will allow the port 22. After done that, we are ready for the grid test. This is the final test. If the VM is created, this means that our deployment is good. If the deployment of the instance is fail, this means that something wrong somewhere. So you have to troubleshoot. Okay. Great. Okay. Gorgeous. And now the VM is deployed and active. And here is the IP address assigned to the VM. We will try now to ping this VM and see if it will work or not. Okay, let's ping it. I'm just trying to ping because this provisioner is inside of the VLAN 100 also. This is why I'm able, I'm trying to ping it also. Gorgeous. Okay, congratulations. Your cluster is up and running, and the backend storage and the Ceph storage connected connected on it. Okay. Yeah, the VM is there, and here is the instance at the moment. So this is all for this video. I hope that I don't I'm not very long, and I hope that you gathered much more information about the new Red Hat OpenStack services solutions. It is an amazing product solutions, and I hope that you will love it in your environment. So thank you very much, and if you have any question or any support, or if you are looking anything for your company inside of this environment of OpenStack or Proxmox or Ceph Storage and so on, you can just send to us an email, and we will be very interested to help you and your company. So thank you very much, and have a very good day. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It helps us to grow and motivate us to do much more things like that. So thank you very much, and take care. Bye from now.